All right, guys, welcome back. Hopefully, everyone is awake, ready to go. I personally took a nap. Usually, I don't do that so much at these lately, but I was so tired. Like 6:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which for me is closer to 12:50 p.m. And I was just like, I need a nap. So I took a 30-minute nap. I'm back, and that's why I'm starting to stream a little bit later here. I saw Mack crawling higher originally, and I was thinking maybe it's going to be worth trading. So I was watching it here in this area. Technically, there's a 30% plus run here, and we could have squeezed something out of that. I mean, the 5-minute was looking pretty good. The 1-minute, a little bit slow for my trading, that's for sure. But maybe I would have took a step back and try to trade it more like a large cap grinder. But it's always hard to say, what I would have done. Right? Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Who knows? I didn't trade Mack, and that's really all that matters at this point. Maybe we're going to get some more opportunities on this one. I got to say, it's up 230%, so you can't really deny that. It's just absolutely crazy. So let's just look into it for a little bit longer here, see what we're dealing with. So it's a biotech, up 13 million shares outstanding, 54 million market cap, so it's a fairly small company. It's also quite a ranger for the last, 15 years, over 15 years. It's pretty much been stuck in a range. It's definitely been stuck here below this $10 zone. And that's the zone we broke out today. So that's huge. And we're pretty much crawling to this massive resistance zone around 1450. Right now in the 1 minute, we're exactly in that line right here that we haven't seen in 5 years. So it's a pretty big move. So let's dive into the news just a tad bit more here. This ticker, let me quickly see here. So it is let's go to the daily chart fast. So it's pretty much, I wouldn't even say it's up on earnings because that was a few days ago. Announced regime demonstration, statistically significant improvement overall and previously untreated metastatic, whatever this is, pancreatic something. Okay, so they're basically have a really successful, potentially, result. Shares of Mack Pharmaceuticals rise 100% pre-market following an Ipsen report that Onivide, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, met primary and key secondary endpoint. Mack is eligible for up to 450 milestone payment for the pancreatic cancer treatment. That sounds pretty big. 450 million milestone, and their market cap's only $54 million. So this is massive for this company. Probably big celebrations going on in that company today. I mean, we're talking about like an 8x growth in just pure capital infusion, although that might be slowly dispersed over time. But it's up over 300% right now, or 230%. So really good news. Maybe we'll see some more continuation out of this one. So far, it's been a little bit of a grinder. Usually, I'm kind of nervous when tickers open up. So after the market open and a ticker was thickly traded pre-market. So in terms of like day trading this thing, I think it's a little bit tricky, but who knows? I don't think it's gonna, come back to earth totally unless there's an offering or something like that. So I think there's gonna be some potential here to keep trading this one. We'll see. What else to discuss? Okay, yeah, so on this, I was just looking here on the second screen. So coin is down, unfortunately. Well, actually, not really unfortunately. I'm actually kind of excited to see if this thing breaks 47 so we could start really doing some options trades on this one. I'll put an alert here. But I actually went ahead and bought some size. So let me actually, the best way to do this is probably just go to my trades. Or actually my stats, trade journal. Stats, and actually we need to be in the right portfolio as well, which is I think portfolio number 8. stocks, swing trading stocks, portfolio stats. So I had 2 trades yesterday. One I made 800 on, the second I made 200 on, and then I'm in another trade right now, which I'm actually down quite a bit on. I'm down like 4,000 on this one, give or take, basically whatever the current price is at. So the first trade, pretty straightforward. We were talking about it in the Discord. We finally got that breakout of after all this consolidation, and I really should have been sizing into this consolidation. I just thought we were going to get one last spike down to like 48, 47. That's where I wanted to just blindly buy. So we got a breakout. I bought into the breakout here on this candle, and I rode it to the 54 resistance. And, you know, the volume just really kept on picking up. And it was crazy because if you look at the volume on coin, you know, this thing is just absolutely crazy yesterday. Over 50 into the 60s million shares being traded on that day. So that was just absolutely crazy. I did one more trade here on this pullback looking for that breakout. Basically the same trade as here where we were kind of making our first stare and then we had a breakout. Here we kind of had a second stare breakout. But the continuation was very weak, so I ended up selling. And I was like, I don't really know what's happening with coin at this point. Especially, you know, because it held so well after the whole FTX issue going on right now, the liquidity squeeze and more or less the bank run that's happening on FTX. So it's a really interesting time period right now to be trading coin. So I just started, you know, I put some limit orders here thinking we're going to get a pullback to 54. I wasn't sure if we're going to hold our highs or pull back more. But basically, this is one of my, I want this to be my more or less swing trade for multiple days, weeks, months. We'll see what happens. So I started sizing into this one at the spot price. And going forward, I want to do a little bit more trading on coin on options. So do about 10 to 20 to 30 options depending, buying calls on coin. So that's what we've been doing once here, and we had some good results on that one. So I want to do a little bit more coin. And then I'll have this swing trade as a hopefully a longer position on this one. I left a little bit of room here to size. I want to get about 1,000 shares on coin. So that's my goal. And it is, you know, we had that move down to 47, pop back, and now we're back to 48.89. So maybe I'll get another fill on coin. So let's just go to this one in the 5 minutes, see a little bit closer. So this is where I size it. Unfortunately, you know, not the best entry. And I probably would have closed this one if I was online. We did have a sell-off here and then a retest. I don't know what I would have done, but this is a classic spot. If I was day trading, I would have closed it. With swing trading, it's always a little bit different. I'm still trying to iron out this strategy entirely because technically these trades right here, these two are a little bit more day tradey for sure. So I need to iron that out a little bit. But ultimately, since like the last, I don't know, since the last few bigger trading days, like for example, here was my big swing trade. This is one was my biggest winner here. We made like, I already forgot, it was like 20% or something like that, or it was 25%, and then it pulled back, and I only got like a 15% winner on it or something like that. But this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 day hold, and my goal was to have that break over 80 that we never got, and I ended up cutting this position when this had the retest. So maybe we'll end up cutting this one based on the price action. It really depends. The volatility is so crazy right now that sometimes you get these huge, you know, 15% moves, and you almost got to kind of take profits and then re-enter. So if you see stuff like that, so that might happen. It's so hard for me to always kind of say exactly what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, this one I'm down 4,000 right now. Yesterday we walked away with about $1,000 profit. So in terms of like all positions yesterday, I guess we made 1,000 and we lost 4,000. So we're like negative 3,000 yesterday. Obviously it only counts once or in the calendar, I should say, you'd only see, so if you were checking my calendar, you'd only see red here if I close that third trade. So for now I'm holding it and we'll see how we want to go forward. Like I said, if it has another big sell-off, which I kind of expect it will, I want to size in with the options, but I don't want to overtrade my swing trade. I've been saying that for days, and I definitely have been overtrading my swing trading. It's been working pretty well, but ultimately I really just wanted to accumulate here and, you know, put that into a different portfolio. So I just felt like every time it popped 10-15%, I was like, oh, we're still in a downtrend, let me take some profits and then re-enter. So that's been working really well. So yeah, we'll see what we do with this one. That's kind of my thoughts on it. And let's see where we want to go from here. Like I said, possible options trades on it. So I guess today we'll just be, hoping that we'll get a little bit more action. There is a good chance because, yesterday was a lot of news and focus on the elections. Today probably will be as well. And then tomorrow with the interest rate report coming out, I think tomorrow is going to be really tough trading. Plus the interest rate comes out at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's really going to be like in our face. So I don't know if I want to do any trading at the market open tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting for sure. Like this week is not a day trading week for small caps at all. So I think so far we've been doing pretty good this week just because how hectic it's been. So now that all the housekeeping is out of the way, so we talked about kind of Mack, we talked about my current coin trades, we didn't talk about the news yet, so we can kind of go through here and see. I think today's a really important day, I think, to get caught up on news a little bit more. And then today, I think I'm definitely going to make an espresso again because that is what the doctor ordered. So, but that's only going to be like a 10. I got a kind of a busy afternoon today. Also, side news, we have a video coming out that Polneck requested about the active trader on TD Ameritrade, how I use it, what I focus on. That video is coming out today at 10. Oh, what time is it coming out? At 10. No, look, that's my local. No, wait, hold on. Let me think about this for a second. Yeah, it's coming out at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So after the stream today, stay tuned for that active trader video. It's going to be pretty much coming out right after I end the stream. We'll end the stream around 10:30 and that video will pop up. So hopefully you guys enjoy. I rewatched it while I was editing a few times for the timestamps, and I think it's a good one. We'll see what you guys think. Let's go on the news. Yesterday started with a lunar eclipse and ended with a big question mark. Control of both chambers of commerce is still unknown, as key races remain too close to call, and many votes remain to be uncounted. That's what David was joking about in the Discord this morning, where some states are a little bit slower than other states. We'll go over what we do know below. With the markets, everything, NASDAQ and SPY were up about 0.5%, and then Dow up about 1%. So NASDAQ 10.6 thousand, S&P at 3.8 thousand, and the Dow at 33.1 thousand. And whoa, Bitcoin down 12% yesterday, which makes sense with the FTX debacle, where they're basically on a bank run right now, liquidity crisis, because their in-house currency, what was it, like FTT or something, is having massive issues, and everyone's just selling that like crazy. And apparently they kept a lot of their holdings in FTT, so basically the value of that is deteriorating, and people lost faith in the crypto exchange. So people are fleeing from it, but they don't have enough liquidity to cover the withdrawals. So Binance came in to try to help with the liquidity crisis. It's all a bit of a disaster, and it's obviously affecting the whole entire crypto market. Lyft down 22.9% at $10.90. That's a big drop. Let's see. On election day, the S&P notched its third straight gain, and later in the newsletter, we'll explain the momentum could continue post midterms. On the flip side, Lyft shares got hammered after its earning report showed its business hasn't rebounded from COVID nearly as well as Uber has had. Ooh. Danger. If there's anything you can bet on in politics, is that the party not in the White House makes big congressional gains in the midterm election. Well, there we have it. But that does not appear to be the case this time around. In elections dominated by economic concerns, Democrats performed much better than expected, perhaps dodging so-called red wave that threatened to kick them out of the power in both chambers. That's really interesting, and I wonder how much abortion has on that, because I feel like anyone that would have voted Republican maybe is just super annoyed about the whole abortion thing. But that's a total subjective opinion on my end. I don't have evidence to back that up. The fates of both the Senate and the House are still unclear as the sun rises on Wednesday, and we may not know the outcome of 4 days or weeks. That's crazy. With major races. Technically, this stuff should just be instant. Should be instant. With major races still yet to be called. The infamous NYT needle shows that Senate is leaning the Dems while Republicans are probably going to retake the House. Well, I guess even that would be a big difference, right? Because right now the Dems control both. Here's the recap. Fetterman knocks off Oz in a closely watched race in the swing trade of Pennsylvania. Democrats flipped a seat when John Fetterman defeated Dr. Mehmet Oz, the celebrity TV doctor, who is backed by former President Trump. The pivotal contests that have yet to be called out, dozens of House races, including in New York and California, are too close to call. In the Senate, undecided races in Wisconsin, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada will determine control of the chamber. Republicans need to win 3 of those to gain control. Well, that's going to be pretty interesting. Wisconsin, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada. Bit of a mixed bag there on those. Republicans sweep Florida. That's nothing new there. In a state that's moved dramatically to the right, Republicans will control every statewide office since the Republican era. Both Senator Marco Rubio and Governor Ron DeSantis rumped in their re-election campaigns. Rumped. Is that like did well, like kind of celebrated? Proceeded without effort to achieve something. All right, so like frolicked, really easily slid through. Gooper national candidates make history. Democrat Maura Healey of Massachusetts was elected the first lesbian governor in the U.S. and the state's first woman governor. GOP Grand Old Party Sarah Huckabee Sanders will be the first woman to serve as Arkansas's governor, the office occupied by her father, Mike Huckabee, for 10 years. Huh, look at that. And Democrat Wes Moore will become Maryland's first black governor. Maryland is such a nice state in terms of like nature. I kind of feel like the whole entire like northeast New England territory is just very nice, but Maryland has like all these like coastline tributaries and it's kind of nice things going on here. I've always wanted to check out Delaware for a bit, and there's Rhode Island somewhere up in here. All right, well, it's a little off topic. States protect abortion rights in a ballot measures sparked by Supreme Court's overturning of Roe v. Wade. California, Michigan, Vermont voted to enshrine abortion rights in their state constitutions. Oh, wow. An abortion rights vote in Kentucky still too close to call. By the way, MACK trying to break back above 13.7, which is kind of a significant zone for this one on the 5-minute. We have a lot of resistance here, so worth keeping an eye on, but it's a total grinder for me to be trading. I really don't like tickers like that. Gen Z comes to Congress. Guess they just don't scroll through TikTok all day. 25-year-old Democrat Maxwell Frost won the race for Florida's 10th congressional district, becoming the first member of Gen Z to be elected. Wow, at 25. That's pretty cool. Good for him. Her. Him. Bro? You never know. Millennials have their many interesting ways to be called. But that's awesome. You know, that's awesome. Good for him. Nice. Next time you see him, now you know. Where is the 10th Congressional District? Where's this one? It's like by Orlando. Or it's not even by Orlando. I think that literally is Orlando. It's definitely part of Orlando. So I pretty much grew up right around Palm Bay. Vero Beach is where I grew up. The world's largest lottery prize ever, 22.4 billion Powerball jackpot, was won yesterday. Oh boy, after the drawing got delayed by almost 10 hours due to technical issues. The winner number and a Powerball of 10. The location where the winning ticket was purchased, Joe's Service Center at Altadena, California. Man, Joe's Service Center. Good thing he had to get his car fixed, huh? Or him, or... The lump sum payment, $997 million. And if you didn't think these things could get any better for the jackpot victor, the fact that they bought the ticket in California means they won't face state taxes on lottery winnings. Whoa, California has that? I didn't know that. That's huge. It's like the one time California is better taxes-wise. But yeah, wow, this guy's pretty much a billionaire now. He just needs to buy some coin, and we're all going to be billionaires. We should message him. If you want to double your money, buy some coin. What if he bought options for the full amount of $1 billion? That would be the most volatile position ever. Although he probably would have never get that fully filled. Zuck takes blame for Meta's layoffs ahead of the Meta's jobs cuts, which are expected to be announced this morning. CEO Mark Zuckerberg told lieutenants that he was personally very overly optimistic about the growth and hired too many employees. Meta's job cuts are likely to be the worst off of all tech layoffs this year, and will be the first widespread job cuts company has ever had to make. Yeah, this is going to be pretty bad, I think. They have about 87,000 employees, and they're losing about 25 billion a year just on their Meta project. And their market cap is only about 200 billion, so it's very unsustainable, to say the least. Vladimir Zelensky is open to peace talks. Ukraine's president signaled he would consider negotiating with Russia, something he had been vehemently against just a few months ago. However, any truce with Russia would be conditional on A, the return of occupied Ukrainian territory, and B, the prosecution of war crimes, and C, compensation for damages caused by the war. That's a lot. I don't see Russia agreeing to those things. Behind the scenes, the U.S. has been nudging Zelensky to publicly say he'd be willing to talk to Russia. So that's always a step in the right direction, right? You got to be able to talk. Let's see, midterms and markets, a love story. What's going on here? Now that the voting is behind us, it might be safe to start checking your beaten down portfolio again. Well, I wouldn't just blindly check it. I would check it with the intent of like, wow, there's some good equity down there, cheap priced. In recent history, stocks have only gone up after midterm elections, guys. In the year following every midterm election since 1950, the S&P 500 has risen no matter which party has won. Yo, flex. A dividend government which could... A divided government, not dividend government. A divided government which could happen if the GOP retakes at least the House, delivers the best market results. Data going back to 1932 shows an average annual S&P returns of 13% when the GOP's controlled Congress under a Democratic president compared to 10%. Look at that. When the Dems had both per RBC Capital Markets. So it should be even better because it's split. Why? There's some debate, but partisan gridlock can be advantageous for business because it minimizes chances of major changes to tax and other laws. I say this pretty much all the time. I feel like I say this at least once a month, especially to my friends in Germany. Like, businesses like a lame government. We don't want too much going on, or else you can't really plan ahead. So yeah, that totally makes sense that if the Democrats are fully in charge, they can make more radical changes, and that makes a lot of sense. It also doesn't hurt to have the uncertainty of election in the rear view mirror. I think that's also a big one. Uncertainty is never good, right? But right now, investors are more focused on the Fed's rate hikes in response to inflation than just about anything else. That's true, which comes out tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. While Republicans from both sides of the aisle have criticized JP's recent decisions, he's unlikely to change course due to the election outcome. Plus, economics seem pretty convinced that the U.S. is headed towards a recession regardless of who's in control of Washington. What is this random line here? Actually, no. This is definitely tweetable. Let's go ahead and highlight. In recent history, stocks have only gone up after midterm elections. Since 1950, the S&P 500 has risen no matter which party has won. Dating back to 1932 shows the average annual S&P returns of 13% when there's a GOP-controlled Congress under a Democratic president. All right. Brush off the cobwebs. Did I say neglected wrong? Portfolios, neglected no, okay. Now you know, guys. Now you know. I don't know if this is a meme, but I'm going to post it. What else is going on in the world? Man, I could really go for a treat right now of some sort. Cravings coming in hard right now. When the ballot artist gets bailed out. Yeah, look at this. Sam, this is big news here. This is important that we fully understand this. So pay attention here. Sam Bankman-Fried's plans to buy Goldman Sachs will have to wait. After spending much of the year bailing out sputtering firms during the crypto winter, the FTX founder announced yesterday that his firm was itself being bailed out in a sale of rival exchange Binance. It was a shocking development that cements Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao, also known as CZ, as the big top dog in crypto. That kind of everyone understood. CZ confirmed the acquisition news to a stunned crypto community, tweeting that SBF had asked for Binance's help after a significant liquidity crunch. That's not just a term for the perfect bite of cereal. It literally had a lot to do with the astonishing $6 billion in withdrawals FTX suffered in the 72 hours ahead of yesterday's morning. Many coming after Zhao tweeted over the weekend that Binance would sell its holdings of FTX native token. Yeah, this is pretty savage. When I saw the tweet from CZ that they're selling their holdings of FTX native token, I was like, ooh, that's going to be pretty heavy. And then he tweeted that they're basically in deal with SBF to help their liquidity. It's almost like he was a cause of the liquidity run, and now he's taking advantage of it a little bit. But at least there's someone there to help. $6 billion in withdrawals is heavy, and that's a lot. And that's only in 72 hours. No wonder they had issues. If this seems messy, it's because it is. SBF and Zhao have been clashing on social media for months, and even many FTX investors were surprised by the news, according to Axios. The deal hasn't officially closed yet, as both companies need to do more due diligence, according to their CEOs. What does the deal mean for basketball? That threw me off. It could be jeopardize a lot of sports investments. FTX has recently included the 19-year, $135 million deal that exchange signed for 2021 for the naming rights of the Miami Heat's home arena. All right. Let's go to KPIs. Let's see what's going on in the world. Oh, PTE moving. Let's check this one out. So we had a quick pop here. Oh, not really tradable in my eyes. Maybe when the 9 email held here could have been an option to trade, but I don't know. I still like to see tickers over 40% before I start touching them. Right now it's stuck under VWAP, so it's a no-go for me. But it had that initial few minutes of pushing. That could have been something. I did miss that. I gotta admit. A lot of important news though today. So here's a stat for you. Is La Condesa the new Williamsburg? Americans are moving to Mexico at the fastest pace on record, with permits to temporarily live in the country surging 85% from year before COVID. Mexican officials also say that the number of American expats is almost certainly an undercount. For remote workers, the lure of Mexico City in particular is obvious. The dollar will go far, the climate is exquisite, and the cafe culture is on point. And the culinary mecca has 4 of the best 50 bars in the world. Interesting. I didn't know that. Qatar is a mistake. Former FIFA president Sepp Blatter acknowledged that everyone else knew it all along. Choosing the tiny Gulf nation of Qatar to host the World Cup was a bad choice. Not only is it hot in Qatar that the tournament had to be moved from summer to fall, but also the country has been accused of human rights violation and mistreatment of migrant workers. Surprise. Big surprise, guys. I've actually been to Qatar. It's a crazy city. It's basically a city is what it is. It's also a country, but it's basically a city. And to be honest, I was kind of happy to leave because it was very strict, and I'm not a very strict person. Like, that's why Berlin fits me so well, because I could just walk around with a beer in my hand. Nobody cares. You do that in Qatar, you forget for a second where you are. You're in big, big trouble. I don't feel comfortable in those kind of places. In a recent interview, a Qatar World Cup ambassador said homosexuality was damage in the mind. Well, that's not helpful. Let's see. A longtime acquaintance of Elon Musk wrote a thread articulating his thoughts on Musk's messy takeover. What else is brewing? Let's see. Brittany Griner, the American basketball star who's in prison in Russia, has been moved to a penal colony, according to her legal team. Oh man, that is rough. I feel so bad for her. Elon Musk sold nearly $4 billion of Tesla stock after his Twitter deal closed. He previously said he had to finish selling the Tesla shares to fund the Twitter takeover. It totally makes sense. Cornell University suspended frat parties and social events following allegations of drug-laced drinks and sexual assault at off-campus locations. At Cornell University, that's pretty... I bet you, though, drug-laced drinks are just at every campus. This is the one time it was caught. Anheuser-Busch became the... Doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean it's that's acceptable. Anheuser-Busch became the first Fortune 500 company to buy a Major League pickleball team. Super random. Wow, Meta sheds 11,000 jobs in latest sign of tech slowdown. Maxwell Frost elected as first Gen Z member of Congress. I think that's awesome. Getting some fresh people in Congress. I don't know what he stands for, but I just like generally that, you know, we're seeing younger people take part in government. That's nice. 25. That's awesome. Investments of 125 billionaires have the same carbon footprint as France. Kind of makes sense though. Investors have trillion. I mean, think about it. The 1%, let's say, controls an unproportional amount of equity. So of course they have the ownership in the biggest companies in the world. It's a weird headline. Investors have trillions to fight climate change. Developing nations get little of it. There's the Cornell University again. Jackpot winnings. Here's a nice map on the New York Times. Let's actually see what the other maps are looking like. So here's some more maps as well. I actually like the Wall Street Journal map here. You can see it really good. So Florida is pretty clear cut here. This is also a good map from Bloomberg. Senate, 48 Democrats. Republicans, 47. Not done yet. So the House has clear majority almost at this point. We'll see if Democrats catch up, but the House is where a lot of laws get pumped through to start. That's where they are born. Mack over here, crawling higher again. I mean, these moves on Mack are pretty nice. I can't really deny that. Maybe it's going to be a trade when it's back over 14 for me. Have you guys seen this tweet? This is so funny. I actually saw this tweet. My girlfriend shared it with me. It's so ridiculous. It fools a lot of people. Fun fact, if you spent $1,000 shorting the 2020 Super Bowl advertisers, you'd be a billionaire today. At best, you'd be a thousandaire. You'd have $1,000. But even then, the company would really have to go bankrupt. So most likely, you know, you can only make 100% maximum, let's just say. So that's the irony of the tweet. So every time you think crypto's going back up and every time you feel like there's a floor, it just keeps going down. So here's Ethereum. Really took a smack to the face. Bitcoin at new lows. Let's see what my Solana's up to, down 22%. Solana don't care. Solana will keep going down if that's what it needs to do. So much for some of my Solana holdings. They're really getting clobbered. What else we got? BNB down 6.7%, Solana down 30% according to CoinMarketCap. Yo, what is up with Solana just getting destroyed all the time? It's still in the top 20 here at top 11. It's actually quite impressive for what's been going on this ticker. Let's quickly see here some of the community things for Solana. So we got Solana Twitter. They're just chugging along. They're just kind of posting their things. They don't really mention what else is going on. I guess, you know, they're focused on developing, so I guess that's the important part. Many metrics are at all-time highs or near to. The recent breakpoint shows a bright future ahead across the ecosystem. Hell, we still have our founders with us, something many chains can't say themselves, and our builders never stop building. That's true. I gotta say, that is one of the reasons I'm still quite bullish on Solana. Every project I'm following is getting better and better, and they're working really hard. Like, I don't see that often usually. So to me, I also feel bullish on Solana, but you never know. And man, the price is anything but bullish. So we will see what happens. But that ticker, man, that ticker. Let's see anything big changes here. Tesla down 11% in the last 7 days. That's a big change. Still in the top 10 though. Bitcoin at 340 billion, down 13% in the last 7 days. That's really heavy. TSMC, the chip manufacturing in Taiwan, up 7% in the last 7 days. Kind of scooching along here. Tencent as well. Basically the the Chinese Google. What else we got? Platinum down, up 8%. ASML, Shell. AstraZeneca, look at just chilling here at 53. A lot of things I don't recognize. The technical is RSI is oversold, possible trend reversal, stochastics neutral. Fear is only at 29. I feel like extreme fear should be like right now, but I guess not. So big stuff coming up, guys. I mean, it's right now it's 8:30. Let's keep an eye on that clock and the scanner here. Anyway, inflation comes out at tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't want to over repeat myself, but I think it's important to mention. Previous was at 8.2. Consensus is about 8%. So this is going to be pretty interesting. So it looks like people are expecting it to be a little bit more stable and slightly going down. So if inflation is like anything above 8.2, people are going to be freaking out. Because then the Fed is going to get more hawkish. They're going to increase interest rates probably more aggressively, which means the recession is going to hit even harder. So that's the news so far. Look, we made it through in like 30 minutes. That is very unusual that we actually go through all of the news without any interruptions from stocks to trade. Technically, I could have traded PTE. So maybe around 8:10 or so, 8:07, I could have done a little bit of trading, but really there is almost nothing to trade just now. for that whole entire 30 plus minutes. That's rare. Anyway, guys, welcome everyone to the stream. Happy to have everyone here. We're 29 people on the stream right now. Let me know if there's anything you guys want me to check out. I know yesterday we got a little bit off topic. We were even checking out some games for all of us to play at some point, some sort of like rooms for us to hang out in. So yesterday the spread of activities was very large. Part of me already wants to make an espresso. I'm still really thinking what I should grab for food right now because I'm kind of hungry. What's like a really good keto treat? Maybe an apple with peanut butter. Oof. Although apple's not really keto, but I don't really care. That's too specific. Man, it sure is dry out there right now. 8:40, hoping we'll get a little bit more action. Would it help if I timestamped my live streams a little bit? I don't know how well I can timestamp some of it because sometimes it's really messy. We'll go from news, we'll go from trading, boom, boom, boom. But sometimes, like today, I think I could definitely group some sections to a little bit more. Let me know, either in the Discord or in the YouTube chat room. Let me know if time stamping a little bit would be helpful. I really don't know if you guys watch this on playback or not, so any direct feedback would be the most insightful. Again, we got a video coming out today at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so roughly the same time that I stop my streams. It's about trading the active trader, the order book right here. And what I always look for, I kept it really focused on just one thing that you guys need to stay focused on. It is 8:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Can we get some more action? I'm not sure. Morning, guys. For some reason, I'm just seeing the chat messages coming in now. I don't know why they weren't showing before. I just refreshed the whole the chat room. Very weird. Let me answer everyone. Matt says Bitcoin to 10K. Gnoblin says pretty sick news the last 24 hours. FTX basically crashing, meta cutting 11K jobs. Yeah, that's going to be heavy. Matt's asking, Alex, any thoughts on Mack? I did answer that already, so I hope that I'll come back to it, actually. Jingle, new user here. I was wondering if I do long or short. I'm primarily a long bias trader. I short maybe like 5% of the time, if that, maybe less, probably like 2% of the time. I do occasional shorts, but they're really not that much. Banana plus almond butter equals heaven. I like the emojis. Too Fluffy says, so I might get on that a little bit. Jingle is now wondering if I stream daily. Yes, we stream from 7:30 to about 10:30 every weekday, every day the market's open. It's always a little bit different, you know, start and stop, you know, give or take 5 to 10 minutes, a little different. It's not like 10:30 we end the stream or like 7:30 we get started. Usually I like to start once I'm start trading a ticker. So oftentimes I'll even trade stream earlier if I'm in a ticker. Yep, 7:30 Eastern. Usually everything I talk about on this channel is Eastern, since that's the market we're trading. So Matt's wondering about Mack a little bit more. You know, we reviewed it in the beginning of the stream, a little bit more in depth, news and everything. It has on the daily a massive resistance around 13.7, around this $14 zone for about 5 years or so. We weren't able to get back to this zone. Even back to this zone, we actually broke it. So it is quite bullish. I'm not crazy usually about trading grinders. It did have some opportunity here, but again, it was very grindy ticker, so we didn't go ahead and I didn't go ahead and trade this one. Actually, this time I really didn't trade it because I just wasn't here, but I don't think I would have traded it regardless because it's and if I did, I don't think I would have done that great on it just because of the extremely grindy nature of this ticker. By the way, coin just had a triple bottom at 47.70. So that actually, if I wasn't already sized up a bit, could be a really good entry. I still have a little bit more size to accumulate into that position, but that could be really good. But in terms of day trading, I still don't see anything I'm really interested in. I'm a little bit nervous about MACK at the open simply because a lot of times these kind of tickers, these large caps, or any ticker that is very thickly traded pre-market has a really hard time at the open. I want to be optimistic, but you know, I'm just saying how it is. Usually these don't perform so well. But we really only did get one good opportunity right in this area. So maybe, and it's been such a weird market, so maybe we'll see some unorthodox stuff and maybe it will pump. That's what I'm hoping for. But for now, I'm a little bit skeptical. All right, I'm going to make myself a banana or apple with some, I don't think I have almond butter, but I'm going to use peanut butter. I got some really good peanut butter. So I'll be right back. All right. I saved you guys from munching all the munching noises. I just finished my apple and peanut butter. So MACK crawling back to that critical $14 zone. Maybe we're going to get some opportunities on trading this one. Maybe not. I don't know. We did have that little opportunity here. I was not aligned at the time. Maybe we'll see a second situation where we get a little bit more consistent front side. Right now we're still stuck in this overall range. I'm not so interested in trading MACK, but we'll keep thinking about it. Five-minute breakout, technically 1 minute pullback, technically a trade opportunity. VERU holds pending news. Oh man, I didn't really do any good trading on VERU. This has probably been one of the more slow periods we've ever done on this channel. I mean, think about it. Like this whole week, where there's pretty much nothing really worth trading. That's quite unusual. I mean, even during the summertime, we'll get like our 30, 40, 50% gappers, which are giving us some opportunity. This is really rare where we don't really get any opportunities. I'm doing a small size here on this trade I was just talking about, you know, 5-minute breakout, 1 minute pullback, very, very small position size. Would actually like to get to closer to like a 600 share size, and that still would be pretty small, but so let's see how this one behaves. Kind of get a little feel for this ticker. So it is actually chipping away here at 70. Looking for that break over 3.8. Yeah, so I should have used maybe a bit more size out of the gate. So bid stacking here, crawling up to 774. It's actually quite bullish. We could see that break over 80. We had that move technically to 90, but for some reason you didn't really see it on the order book. Very weird. That's why lately just placing limit orders is actually not a bad idea, because the fills are just so weird. So almost pulling back fully here. Back to our starting point here. Let's see if we can get that last size we were talking about. Maybe it's even going to dip below 54. I could have made 2 trades out of this one. 54 getting scratched and getting chopped away. Could break under 54. That bid's pretty strong here though. There's a little bit more sell momentum popping in now. The 50 still holding. Jumping in here. Got 86 shares filled. Got the full size filled. Looking for that move back above. I liked how buyers came in there. Still very small position size. Would look for maybe around 600 position size. 600 shares. Looking for that move over 13.8 into the 14s. It's 9:04 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we got another 25 minutes almost before the market opens. Still pulling back, not really holding this area so well. So might have to cut it here. Let's just watch it a little bit longer, pulling back. I'm going to reduce size, cut some of this position, unfortunately. Stopping out. And stopping out the rest. Let's see if it holds 13 a little bit. Very small position size. So this is the market we're in right now. It's just a real struggle to be trading these tickers. So that's why yesterday was a no trade day for me, pretty much my first one in months. Today pretty much is a no trade day. I took a little stab here at this ticker, kind of hoping we get a pop. I was up slightly, but then it, then it died off pretty quickly. So I'm gonna stop out there. Small loss on Mack. Maybe we will be back at it again on Mack. We'll see. Keep this one on eye for sure. I think we could see that break over 14, so that's what I'm going to keep an eye on. All right, so we would have been back to break even, but look at that quick rejection there. Very weird price action. Instantly fades back down. Doesn't really breed confidence. So if I didn't have a limit order ready to close, I would have probably not been able to get out again. So very weird how these tickers are performing. That's again why I wasn't super disappointed that I missed this zone, because it was a real grinder, and who knows if I how I would have traded that one. Yeah, there's that rejection and sell off. So failed move. MULN being called out now. MULN. Did I type that? Yep, MULN. Nice quick 15% pop around 820. Sub dollar. So I don't really even scan for sub dollars. I typically just don't trade them. I don't like how they behave, but I gotta say this is pretty clean action here, and even above 1 million shares at one point, so that's not too bad. PTE. This one, if it comes back alive a little bit, could be really fun to watch. But man, this one is absolutely dead at the moment. Yeah, I vote in Florida. That's where I'm still registered. Yeah, Dale, we were talking about the elections earlier, so it looks like the Republicans are going to be taking over the House. There's a good chance. It's not done yet, but that's what it looks like. But still, the Senate seems to be like it's going to be staying a majority Democrat. $18 more minutes before the market opens. Perfect time to take another nap is really what it feels like. This is crazy. This is really, really crazy how slow things are right now. David Fuser over here trying to convince us that jumping out of a plane within a parachute and trying to strap onto somebody else for a landing is a good idea. Well, maybe not a really good idea, but something that he would even entertain doing. That just seems so reckless to me. Literally seems like a nightmare to me. Oh, man, I was really hoping that we would get at least a little bit of action. Honestly, these last few days, you could have really just straight up taken off. Maybe done a little bit of swing trading here and there, but... Polnek's meme was so good. What the heck is that thing? Buy some life insurance. Discord's getting crazy right now. People are losing their minds because the markets are so slow. We got people trying to jump out of airplanes. KALA moving on very light volume, trying to break view up. That gift gets me every time. Did you hear what Tom just said? He's YouTube Warrior Trading. Says Ross is capitulating in the red. Also, let's see this. Is he streaming? Shorts, live. All right, we're gonna watch somebody else's stream.
So added right there at 54. These are dips off the volume weighted average price.
He's trading KALA. Stop it. I really don't see this one
57 by 60 right now.
being something I'd want to trade.
So now watch for an ad over 75. About 10 minutes to the open.
Hopefully you guys are ready for this streamception according to Polnek. It's pretty heavy. Let me take it out of fast forward mode.
So Danny, we were looking at Pala as maybe a sympathy trade to Mack. Mack has made a big move, but it's been choppy.
I'm also red on Mack. Our stats are pretty
Want
much
to
the
see if
same at the
Pala can get
moment,
back up towards
except
7.
I didn't trade KALA.
Okay,
I just
cool.
did not see
I got
the
one
trade in
small trade on Kala
KALA.
already.
Nice. Was that early?
No, just a minute ago
Oh,
when
okay.
I saw a bid come in at 50 something.
Flat for right now on it.
It popped up 10 cents or so.
Okay, that's pretty good. Small loss for me.
Dale says my PM from Canada is making an appearance.
Yeah,
on
I
Drag
took
Queen Show.
I cover I mean I sold the shares to I'm up a couple $100.
Yeah, Matt.
I
You
thought
can, as long
I
as
was
you pay
looking
your
for it to
taxes, you can
go
vote.
to hold at least like 680s, and then as it touched 7 and came back, I was hoping for it to hold, but when it didn't, I sold it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of tug of war here, so we'll see whether or not it opens up.
It's a proper
It's a pretty
waiting
quick
game.
pop back up
across
to
the board, huh?
75.
Look at this guy. He's got quite a lot of charts. Same with this guy. I got 4 screens, but my screens are much smaller.
But highest volume of that.
I'm definitely losing in the screen size competition. That's not good. There's almost 6 minutes here before the market opens. Common collected, see what we can get out of this market, see what we can squeeze on out of it. John says short Mac. I think one thing Mac has going for it, honestly, is the fact that it's easy to borrow, or it was easy to borrow. Now it's hard to borrow. Interesting. Sometimes when these tickers that are big grinders or just not that interesting are easy to borrow, at one point they still end up doing some crazy rip just because there's not a lot of activity on it, or there's a lot of short. And since there's not a lot of selling pressure or buying pressure, at one point they just start going up, shorts get squeezed, and so on and so forth. And a lot of new people will be shorting tickers that are easy to borrow. Unfortunately, now it says hard to borrow, so I don't know if we're gonna get that. Oh yeah, no, it's for sure. This is exactly what I want to be seeing. I'm gonna save those extra 200 shares for, I don't know. I'll see where I want to go. If there's like a big red candle or something, I'll probably size in the rest of the bid, and then the rest will just be options. Yeah, big capitulation in crypto. I'm watching Bitcoin on my second screen as well. down at 17.4. That's just absolutely crazy. Yesterday we hit a high of 20.7 almost. So now I mean, that was a huge sell-off here. Over $3,000 on Bitcoin. So huge capitulations on the crypto front. Three more minutes till the market opens. Good luck, everyone. We're getting closer and closer. The group is ridiculous. We got 4 countries live right now on Trade Journal. We got Canada, France, Germany, and the US. Never mind, we also have Iran. We have 5 countries live right now in real time on Trade Journal. Interesting. Quite the grouping. Oh, it's so good. Throwing out the jokes today. Quick assessment here. The SPY is down 0.6%, so it looks like it might be a little bit of a gap down day. Let's just go to the daily chart really fast. We are on the daily chart. Let's go to the SPY. So we are crawling up here, but we are finding some bigger support around 3795. So we're going to open up a little bit lower. And let's see if we can continue this front side trend here. This little overall potential dead cat bounce before we continue a sell-off. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow with the interest rates coming out. It's going to be quite volatile. I don't see too much going on right now today with the SPY, but anything can happen. So let's see it. I'll be watching some of the large caps like always. I'll be watching Mack. Maybe we'll take a trade on KALA PTE. Definitely not until it's back over VWAP, but probably not. So just kind of slow and hanging out, it feels like at this point. Hopefully we can get some action though, because I really would like to do some trading again. I feel like it's been a while. All right, good luck everyone. I'm also sitting down today. That's also a bit unusual. Maybe I should stand. I'll stand after my coffee. How about that? Whoa. Time of force day. Coin selling off. Might size into coin. I'm watching PTE, watching an RBO as well. Nice little break above, but just has very light volume. Watching Mack. Today could be a really good day for options. Mack's got some really nice volume at this point. Possible 5-minute breakout on MACK. Possible continuation here. It's a little tricky, a little slow here. I was kind of hoping coin would keep selling off below 46. I'm not sure if it will keep doing that. So we'll see how this one behaves. I was kind of hoping a bigger sell-off below 46 so we could start accumulating this one. Get my full size that I was waiting for. If we did 60s. Oh, these got more expensive. Oh wait, no, we're on December 24th. Two seven. Possible call there on coin. Got a low entry on that one. That was impressive. Looking for this to have continuation. So there was a pretty fat spread on there, so good thing I lowered it. Let's see if we can get a little bit more of a pump here on coin, if we can continue this march to the front side. 15 calls long on coin, big doji. So try to crawl higher. Let's go back to coin. So it might be selling off here. Looking to accumulate under 46 if it does do that. Just had a fill at 54, strike price 60 calls for 4 weeks, roughly 15. So let's see how it behaves. We had a, so I entered, what did I say? 54, so it pulled back. About 10% or so. That was about a 3,000 position size on options on coin. Mack back at it again. Slightly red on Mack. So it actually ended up holding here. Good to see that. So massive doji on coin. Bitcoin's not really moving. SPY selling off. Mack, look at that false breakout there, selling off. Hood finding support. I think Hood could be a really good short-term trade. So I'm going to keep an eye on HOOD. But I'm not as big of a fan on Hood myself. We'll see what happens. Coin moving higher. I have yet to accumulate my full size on that one. KALA popping up. Could be in play. I'm a little bit nervous how the small caps are just behaving. I just feel like a lot of them are pop and drops. 5-minute breakout though, it's not too bad. A little bit unenthused about KALA because every time you look to the left on this one, it's disgusting. It has a really wicked spread as well. Ooh! Yeah, I really don't think I can trade these kind of tickers. They just seem so risky to me. Jim nailed Mack and Kala. Checking the options, the calls. Still finding support roughly at 230. So I could have bought these a little bit cheaper. I already bought below the ask, much below the ask, but then it moved down right away. So seeing here, watching coin roughly around 47. This looks like it's going to break 46. Mack still selling off. Coin found support again. I'm not sure if it's going to have that sell-off that I'm kind of waiting for. KALA back at it again. So it had a nice rebound. I just find this ticker to be so risky. The way it's kind of chopping around here. The spread is insane, so I wouldn't be buying this one. I wouldn't be chasing the ask. Bid stacking there at 695. So technically that's a really good sign. Bitcoin, big breakout to the upside, over 48. I'm green on the calls. Let's see if they can get a punch over here on these. They're not being traded so much. Small win so far on the calls, but nothing really to get too excited about. I'm not super bullish right now, short-term coin. It kind of feels like the volume's fading a little bit for the fact that it's breaking higher. Anything's possible, we'll see. David's trading Tesla. Nice run on Tesla for sure. %3 there, really good. If Tesla has a move over 195, that could be really nice. Honestly, all I want to do on like every one of these companies is just accumulate blindly and hold for 2-3 years. I just don't feel like anyone wants to get super aggressive today with that interest rate drop tomorrow. Or inflation drop, I should say. Boom, nice. Coinbase over 49. Ah. KALA constantly holding better than I expect. Oops. But at the same time, it's not like it holds. It's holding. I thought it would have sold off by now, but it flushes like crazy. Big triple top at 3,744. Nice breakout, crawling higher. See if we can get a low spread entry on this one while it's moving up, looking for the move into the 40s. Once it breaks the 40s, I'm going to be out of this one. No, okay, I didn't get my fill. It just has such a big spread that I figured I'll try to go for it. We could see that break of 7.6 here. I'm not in love with the Kayla spread either, just like Tom said. That's really what's keeping me at bay on this ticker. Kind of looks like Hood had a bit of a reversal here, kept selling off, and it's finding its first major support. BTC also having a little bit of a major bottom bounce here. After right now it's on a triple bottom. You can see it really nicely on the 5-minute big triple bottom. I don't know if this is it's a reversal or anything like that, but not too bad. The options on coin are still a little bit slow. Again, we're long 15 on this one. I'm kind of hoping they're going to have a bigger breakout. And I should have probably bought at 46, but to be honest, I really thought we were going to get a dump below 46. This has been a 6% move on coin so far. That's pretty strong. The SPY kind of struggling here. Had a bit of a bounce. I got to say it's holding. This is turning into a little bit more of a bull flag. Could see it break a VWAP. Wouldn't be surprised. KALA and Mack both aren't crazy interesting for me personally, but if I was to trade one, KALA would be it. So I had a nice little bounce there. I was close to wanting to trade this move. Big move on coin just now. Breakout continues. I would have needed a little bit better of an entry. We got a lot of big resistance around 50. I'm not sure if we're going to break that zone. I still would like to see a little bit more bullish action with the options. We had a bounce from the lows about 18, 20%. I just didn't have the best entry. I bought at 54. So not the craziest. I'm up 300 on coin on the options. It's not too shabby. Now, look at that spread. Look how much this thing freaking wicks around. Put an alert if we break over that zone. I gotta give it to it. KALA. It's pretty strong. It's holding this area much better than I would have expected. I thought we were gonna sell off on this one already. The spread always kept me at bay. The volume pretty light for a $7 stock, especially after the market open. This is like, if this volume was pre-market, I would be like, all right, this is pretty nice. But for market open volume, this is not super interesting. So I've been just maybe staying away from KALA more than I probably should have. Hard to say. SPY broke out of VWAP, having a very strong retest. Let's see if this one has any more continuation left in it. Again, this is a really hairy market we're in, so I'm not really sure if we will get that kind of continuation. There's just so much happening on the macro level that it's hard to want to be day trading these companies. SPY looks like it did get that rejection. We have a bit of a shooting star on the 5 minutes, so that's quite a bullish setup. I'm not sure if the SPY is going to recover short term from this one. Anything's possible, but no clean setups, let's just say. Nothing where I'm like, oh, wow. Definitely got to trade that. It's a bunch of like, yeah. Could continue, could do this, could do that. Yeah, so SPY was not able to hold there. I'm not totally surprised. Maybe this is going to be a higher low though at 379, and we're going to get a move back higher. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's not a great setup. It's just very choppy here. So this is usually something I just would tend to avoid to trade. I think one of the more bullish things I'm seeing right now is that Bitcoin triple bottom we had on the 5-minute. Look at KALA. This ticker just doesn't want to sell off. I gotta say, this is probably still one of the better tickers we're seeing right now. It had another 5-minute setup and popped right back higher. So spread trading on KALA seems to have been the win today. Absolutely crazy. Hopefully Jeff and anyone else in the YouTube chat nailed this one. To me, I'm just kind of watching it a little bit. Yeah, just watching it pretty much, just seeing what I can learn. Sometimes I like to trade, just like mentally, think like how I would go about it, practice my discipline, practice my patience. And that's more or less what I'm doing today. CGC being called out from dots. CGC crawling here. It doesn't even have the worst volume. It's kind of just starting to pick up here. They're up on earnings. Not usually my favorite catalyst, but that's fine. Really low relative volume, but it's also just getting started. A lot of resistance around 3.5. Man, I want to trade again so bad. I really miss like good continuation, good price action, just like nice clean tickers. I think maybe if I wasn't so preoccupied with a few other trades, like my options trade, maybe I would have traded KALA a little bit more aggressively, but I think the risk reward for me is a little bit better right now, just being a little bit more observing to some other potentials. At least that has proven to be the case for the last few weeks here. Hood put in a higher low, possible break of VWAP. Hood, higher low, possible break of VWAP. Hood could be a really nice, very small options trade. It's a much cheaper ticker. I might do a small trade on this one and see if it dips below. Really try to get a low. So for this, with 11, this means the bid is at 22. So if if the bid on hood holds, this could be an interesting one. If it dips, I'm not sure if I would actually trade it. It could be premature. SPY is still selling off as well. So SPY is still a little bit in a free fall. Yeah, hood selling off. Only down 1.5% though. It's not too shabby. More support coming in at one point, but right now everything's in an overall downtrend. It's just about more of a bear pattern here across the board. SPY on the let's go to the 1 minute quickly. Look at this one. So this one's having a hard time staying up. Maybe we're gonna have a higher low come in, but I don't know. Kind of, if you ask me, it looks like it. Yep, there it goes. There it goes. There's the break. So just being patient here. There's really no need to rush into anything. All right, take care, David. Coming back here to KALA, it looks like the sellers are a little bit in charge on this one. Volume's fading as well. It's not really the most exciting thing to be seeing. The SPY actually bounced back really hard. It had an instant hammer candle. That's actually quite bullish. So a lot of indecision in the market right now, and that's why I'm not trading. I mean, that's kind of why I'm just sitting here watching. I just really don't feel any good setups. I don't see any good continuation. I don't see anything I really want to edge into. So yeah, I know it's a little bit slow probably watching me today, but I'm not going to just trade just for pure entertainment purposes. Regio is wondering how long it took me to get into trading. Well, I mean, technically I was hooked on Phonics like way in the beginning. Wow, look at that SPY bounce. But I did it for like a year and a half in New York City, and I was able to get green. I held a lot of bags at the time, and it wasn't my full-time focus. So back in New York City was like 2013, 2014, 2015. Actually, I traded for probably like 2 years then. It was definitely closer to 2 years. And then I went, I was really still busy with my software company I have with my brother, or I had, we recently closed it. It's still there, but we don't do any more projects, external projects. And then I traded, and then I basically took a year and a half, 2 years off, as I was on a really long traveling session through Europe and Africa. And then when I got back from that, I started trading crypto for 2 years. So that's like, you know, fast forward to 2019, and if crypto was good, but I didn't like the 24/7 market, so I stopped trading crypto. I still trade crypto occasionally if there's a good setup, but I don't like the 24/7 market. And so then I switched to trading small cap momentum again, and that was in 2019. And I haven't really looked back, and I absolutely love it. So that's where I'm at right now. So in a way, I would say full time, like 4 years, and then a lot of on and off trialing and stuff like that. Tom is really adamant about Mack, but I really don't see it on Mack. I mean, there's the VWAP breakout. Maybe it's going to start trending higher. I don't know. I don't really see this one. The SPY back at it again. So SPY definitely held here. This could be a good entry on hood. hood 11. So very small size on hood. Let's see if we can get a fill on this one. Look at those sell orders on hood, just absolutely atrocious. It feels like the SPY is back. Heck yeah, man. Welcome to the team. I hope you join our Discord. We're in there every single morning. That's usually where most of the chatting happens, especially off the stream. Obviously, when I did this week, I did quite a bit of trading after the stream. Usually, I don't do any trading after the stream, but anything I trade, I always just mention the Discord so you guys know. I should actually be trading the SPY calls. I feel like that was a really nice move. Something closer to 18 would be nice. I think I snoozed a little bit too long on the SPY. Anything above 382. See if we can get a low entry on this one. 6,000. I'm just gonna do a smaller size for now. Let's go to the active trader. So I found a nice little support zone. KALA is selling off. Hood is bouncing up. I was just a hair too late, I feel like, on the SPY. If you just check the SPY, I mean, we just had a nice little breakout. I wanted to trade this micro pullback because I like the fact that we held, popped up, we had that micro pullback. That's the one I wanted. Now I feel like a little bit late to the party, but it was a nice attempt. $10.05 here. Ooh, $10.05, guys. It's almost espresso time. Oh. It's gonna get real good soon. Yeah, totally missed that one. Was just a hair too late. Move it up here a little bit. I'll keep watching it. I'm getting that itch. I need my fix. Omar's on NRBO. Omar's in love with that ticker. That's so funny. You know, I have been doing pretty much zero trading on NRBO, but I gotta give it to you guys. NRBO is not so shabby. A little bit wicky, but there's definitely potential in that ticker. Dang it, I can't believe I missed SPY. That was perfect. We had that false breakout at 378, and I didn't even hesitate. I'm just slow as heck when it comes to options. So I was like freaking trying to type in my my prices and just double check and triple check and all that fun stuff. So that's fine. It's a little bit of practice trading right now. Nice trade, Yimshim. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with selling too soon. It happens, but at least you got it. So Hood keeps selling off. I was a little bit nervous about Hood because I was like, I don't really get this ticker so much. I don't trade it that much. So I guess I'm happy I didn't, you know, end up jumping on this one. So that was a good idea. But with the SPY, I knew this was good, and I was trying to do it a little quicker, but I just didn't. First pullback on the SPY after the VWAP breakout. This could be a decent trade. So it's definitely getting a little top heavy here on the options chain. I mean, this was just like a 10% rally. Coin still really struggling to break into like the 70s and 80s, although that's what I'm really waiting for. This actually looks like a very healthy flag on coin. Oh my god, I missed the first pullback. Wow, I'm freaking missing everything right now. All right, well, I can call out the moves. I just can't trade them, I guess, today. Embarrassing. That was perfect. I should have just traded the spot price. But yeah, that pretty much would get you 0 profits. Unless you're trading gigantuous size. Regio saying, also I just wanted to say I've been a lurker for a few weeks. I think watching you has helped me with spotting some plays. So thanks for that. Cheers, man. I'm happy you let me know. I'm happy that it's also been helping you. This streaming has been helping you kind of identify plays and hopefully see how I go about thinking about setups and connect some dots. I know I get a lot of value from other people streaming and sharing their stuff. Wow, KALA all over the place. This is why this ticker just really is not attractive to me. Rekio says, at least you call them. I remember everything I would call out in the chat immediately go down. We all go through that phase. We all go through that phase. And, you know, we all are always going through that phase. By the way, guys, if you are on Trade Journal and you want to work a little bit closer with me where I check out your trades one-on-one, I want to review more people's trades. Right now I'm reviewing a handful of people trades every single day and week. And some of them, even some of you guys even getting on monthly calls. I'm trying to increase that circle just to learn as much as possible about what you guys are working on, struggles, what helps you the most on Trade Journal. If you want to be part of that, just let me know in the DMs or respond to an email that went out today if you're part of Trade Journal. So I am looking to build basically like a little, not like an insider group or anything, but more like a place where I'm going to be reviewing trades. So I would be more or less like a closer mentor to you personally for a few weeks, and ideally, definitely into 2023. So maybe like a month and a half or so, maybe 2 months, just to learn as much as possible. And hopefully give as much value as possible. So learning for me from what you guys are working on and what the normal struggles are and what can be helpful via Trade Journal, and hopefully helpful and primarily helpful for you guys, where you can see what I think about your trades and where I think things could be improved or what you should double down on, and so on and so forth. So shoot me an email or shoot me a DM if you're interested in doing that. So it looks like MACK, Tom just nailed that one. Heck yeah, man. Or I hope he got it. So it actually had a really nice pop back above VWAP here, had a 1 minute pullback and popped up 7%. That was actually really, really nice. SPY having a little bit of a pullback. It kind of feels like the SPY options are a little bit delayed in a way. It's very weird. I can't really put my finger on it. So having about a 4% pullback there. I'll leave that open for a bit longer. Nice move on Mack. I'm not really sure if I want to be chasing this one. I'm going to go ahead and close a few orders, at least the SPY one. And although I could have just moved it down. It looks like Mack is starting to crawl higher here, so kind of interesting. I'm going to be right back, and I'll see you guys in like 3-4 minutes. Pretty dark out here. Look at my screen. You guys can barely see me anymore. Well, if you thought I was making an espresso, I have to tell you, you were correct. Look at this delicious... Oh my god. Can you see the top of that without me spilling all over my laptop? Oh. That's good. That is really good. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, MACK looks like it's in a pretty healthy uptrend. Let's take a quick gander here. So we have the Bitcoin kind of holding this zone back above the 180 ASMA. Maybe we're going to get a move higher into this 177 zone. I'm not really sure. VWAP here is acting as big time resistance. If we just go to the 5-minute, we haven't really been able to break above the 5-minute. I don't know what's going to happen. Or VWAP on the 5-minute. So here on coin, we're starting to crawl a little higher again. It seems like we found a little bit of a bottom. This was a very strong recovery, but maybe we're going to keep fading off again, hit new lows. Wouldn't surprise me. The SPY kind of crawling higher here, but I wouldn't say it's super strong. MACK could be a good 5-minute setup, but I don't know. It's just such a grinder. KALA. Yeah, I'm really not interested in trading this ticker. I think trading some of the range here on that spread would have been probably the way to go today so far. And then Hood finally found support around 889, maybe even lower, 880, 8. I don't know. Everything is just like, ugh, like not that nice, let's just say. So I'll stick around a little bit longer, but not convinced by what we're seeing here. I thought we were going to get a little bit more action, but I did know today was probably going to be slow because of the inflation coming out tomorrow and everyone just super focused on today on the elections, same as yesterday. Tomorrow inflation comes out literally at the worst time ever. So I don't know. What are you gonna do? Just kind of chilling. Is anyone trading Clove? I mean, that ticker just only goes down, huh? I'm so happy I sold my Clove investment. That was a really poor trade. So really unexciting ticker. So the only ticker I did trade today besides coin, I bought some options on that one. I traded MACK. I was looking for a pullback and then a break over this 14 zone. Unfortunately, we didn't get it. We were kind of in this, downwards trend that I didn't like take enough account of that. So that was a failed trade. Luckily, I just did small size and kind of cut here. It was a little bit annoying because I was actually green on this trade. I had a pretty good entry. And then I kind of just overstayed my welcome. And then right after I cut, it popped back up. And I was like, ugh. So it was a little bit of one of those trades. Did that make me a little bit less interested to trade Mack? Probably. But what are you going to do? So I only did one trade today. Weird. That's almost more rare than no trading. Let me just take a quick screenshot of this very weird ticker. It kind of already made all of its gains, it feels like, on that catalyst, and I'm not sure how much. So this is the problem with trading tickers that are thickly traded pre-market. They typically are priced in. MA. They're typically already rallied and they're at their kind of temporary short-term price. They've found their price. So here's my one trade today. So I have a 0% profit margin. Pretty standard stuff here. 2% loser. Yeah, nothing really that interesting. So yeah, today was just bloop, started red and have yet to get into the green. I think I might be able to get into the green today. With an options trade on a large cap, but I would need maybe a little bit more momentum here because I can't really trade this chop. I just don't feel comfortable. I need a little bit bigger moves, and I'm just not sure if we're going to get those. So I'm just kind of, I guess, waiting here. I think what I'll do now is probably just go ahead and call it. If I do any more trading, you guys will see it in the Discord. So if you're not there already, definitely be sure to do that. If you guys are interested for me to comment on your trades for the next few weeks, shoot me an email, alex@tradejournal.co, or shoot me a DM. And stay tuned for that video coming out in 3 minutes on how I use the active trader to maximize my profits. Regio is wondering, does that tool for tracking your trades offer the ability to live track your trades? It does not calculate your P&L in real time if for on open trades, if that's what you're asking. So no, but that is planned to happen. Yeah. That's a great idea, and that's actually on the roadmap. So I can't wait for that because I have a nice portfolio as well that I would like to see the active prices, especially across all asset classes, even like crypto and NFTs and stuff like that. So I'm actually quite excited for it. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you then first thing tomorrow morning. Like always, guys, stay safe, make some awesome trades, and watch and comment on that video that comes out in 2 minutes. See you there in the comments. Ciao, guys.